gentlemen, for the potential final game between Ferocity Esports and Sleeping. 2-0 to Ferocity are looking to finish out this series as clean as they can, but there's still life in Sleeping despite that weird pairing of words.
Yeah, no, it's a bit of an oxymoron, but we're okay. We're going to see what Sleep... Well, you said it, man. But we're going to go ahead and going to see another standard start. No massive stack like we saw in Game 1, which, because Ferocity have been playing so far back, they didn't really get anything off of. So it's going to be defensive starts for both teams here.
Yeah, the Aurelion Sol will need time to stack up a little bit of damage, though. So definitely something they need to see what way they want to work around. But Connor played it, or Wolfie played it yesterday. Very comfortable on it. Did a lot of damage. Windwall was a bit annoying when he was against the Dunes Yasuo, but other than that, played relatively well.
Yeah, and you could see the Karma just using her shield to run out of the queue, which could give her the edge in some of these matchups. And of course the W, because NECC cancels the stars, is actually really handy because you just snare him in place and then you can just take him out entirely. Yeah. It'll be on the Rek'Sai as well to punish it though.
If they can get in position to punish it. But we have a very quick pause. I think there might be a slight issue, maybe something with a player, but going through this as well, like, I'm really, really surprised that Sleeping did not focus this Janna. This Janna is like literally the reason why Ferocity have been able to go into fights, get caught out, reset them, and come out very, very a lot more, like, you know, kind of more powerful in these kind of extended trades. So it's just one of those things that really, really going to be, you know, kind of focusing on. And yes, he might be going down very quickly, but you got to be kind of try and see if they can get something off of that. But still a very quick pause, hopefully.
Yeah, just some slight volume issues on some of the headsets over there. So
too much hype.
Yeah.
Just
got a little bit
much hype.
Should we turn our volume down then? Maybe.
Turn down for what?
Well, apparently for nothing. We're back into it.
I can see like 3 or 4 people's like shaking of the heads. It's just like, no, that was terrible.
Yeah, stand by them.
But we are back onto the Rift. Let's see what way they want to go for this now. See what if there's anything they can really, really go for. But it's going to be pretty standard. Nothing too crazy from either side, and this is standard.
Yeah, and I think we're going to see a fairly slow start, or would expect one anyway. Again, probably just going to wait until the junglers gank. So again, we had a slow start. A lot of us had a slow start to the day today, actually. Yeah,
oh wow, that was a lot of damage onto Janna. You do not want to walk onto that trap immediately. Chunks them down to half health. Hasn't popped a pot or a biscuit yet, so you want to keep your biscuits for your tea. And see what they want to work with. But that was actually quite a bit of damage. The pressure kind of already in favor of Sleeping, but it is an Ashe, so it's very hard to really aggress onto a Janna like that. They have so many slows.
Yeah, I think they should just do what they've generally done in the past, where they just try to stay alive and stay relevant in the game, so they can scale up, so they can be their big team fighting damage behind Wolf.
Yeah, we see. Ooh, that was close. Oh, that was a weird interaction. Yeah. That was very strange. Rito, please. So it didn't actually hit the 4th proc of the concussive blow,
but reset
it.
Yeah.
Very, very strange.
I've seen similar interactions occasionally with Spell Shield also. Sometimes it resets it, sometimes you get the 3 seconds grace period, so to speak.
Yeah, very, very strange. But let's forget about it. It's not relevant anymore. It didn't turn
the game. Yeah,
hasn't turned anything in this bot lane. But Doran's ring start for the Maokai. I kind of wanted to see Corrupting Potions because he's supposed to be trading with the Scion a lot.
Well, fact is, the Doran's ring, if you want to trade that much, does give you the extra mana sustain.
Oh dear, deja vu. Will they be able to get it? Nope. No. XJ says, I'll let you live this time. And walks away. But
you live for now.
But he did actually wards. That actually gave him the opportunity. And honestly, it was just a rinse and repeat for XJ. He tried to do exactly what he did in the previous 2 games. Luckily for the side of Sleeping, they finally copped on to what's actually happening, and they know his jungle path pretty well at this stage.
I mean, you can only gank top at level 3 so many times until they go, maybe I should ward it.
Oh, we have another slight pause.
Hey, my gank didn't come off.
Yes, XJ didn't get a level 3 gank kill, so we got to try and reset.
Yeah.
If only we had the Riot reset, isn't that a thing? Right? If someone goes AFK, you can completely reset.
Oh, the remake?
Yeah, it's the remake.
Yeah, that's it. That's only if they go AFK though. So
It's like
we'll see
AFK,
if he does.
Yeah, it's also like if someone has first blood, you can't do it either.
It's actually if the enemy team gets first blood.
Oh,
Yeah. If you get first blood, you can actually still remake it.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
But we are back and into the rift. It's going to be pretty standard lady phase. I don't think anyone's going to be super aggressive in this early game except for XJ, but Sleepin should be well used to his aggressive paths right now. Because right now he's probably going to go to mid lane as soon as Aurelion Sol goes back.
See, a handy thing about picking Rek'Sai as well is because they're playing such an aggressive jungler, Rek'Sai, if they use the Tremor Sense correctly, should be able to predict most of these paths, which we saw actually him do in the last 2 games with a lot of the ganks. So
Yep.
see if they can turn that around them. I do like the Rek'Sai pick here, but it all depends on whether they're comfortable on it.
As I said, it was rinse and repeat. XJ waiting in the wings to try and go for it. He's going to try rotate top now. Maybe hide into the jungle of Curtis. See if he can steal some camps, but this is a problem actually for XJ because Lee Sin, if he can get ahead early, can dominate a game. But if you become predictable and they know where you're going to be at every single point, he can't get the advantage he will need, and then he just becomes utility.
I feel like Lee Sin should also have something like Tremor Sense. I mean, the idea is he sees with all his other senses, right? He should be able to see around corners like Daredevil style.
But that's not how it works.
That's what I'm saying. It's how it maybe should work.
Maybe how it should work. We see now, top side, good trade back. Ember taking a super low.
Maybe he's got like heat vision.
Yeah, this could be a little bit of a gank now as we see
Okay.
XJ actually going up as well. He's going to come up on top of this Maokai, lands the Sonic Wave, see if he can go on top of it. Nice knockback, has got flash, doesn't want to use it. Rek'Sai was around, so they don't want to commit too much.
Yeah, spotted out by the ward there for Rek'Sai.
And as I said, because they know the pathing of XJ right now, pretty standard to know that, Curtis can be in the right place at the right time. Oh, Pukang, that's not exactly where you want to be putting your Unbreakable, but
You just thought maybe Rek'Sai was coming from the river, just in case.
Rek'Sai is on his team.
I mean, you're playing it very safe then.
So again,
Can't trust a shark.
That's true, actually. Can't trust anything in this game.
That's why there's so many Jaws movies.
Too many Jaws movies is probably a better way to put it.
Yeah.
Let's see. That is here we go. Wolfie in the backside, double stun with the stun of it. They do get the other. Voice of Light was exhausted. So they don't end up getting it. Unfortunately, a great exhaust on the Wolfie meant they couldn't finish off Pukang.
I mean,
Good pressure though, but while it's happening, Karma are going to get a lot of pressure now in this mid lane.
It looked really nice, but it was so anticlimactic because he has no damage built yet.
And no mana as soon as he got into lane. He was like, I'm here! Oh.
I stunned them, guys.
Yeah, I did it.
Helping.
He had enough mana for his ultimate, that was pretty much it.
Yeah.
But he's going to go back, pick up that Catalyst, pretty much the exact same on his opposite number.
That's generally what you want to build on Aurelion Sol. As we talked about, he does struggle when people jump on top of him. Need that little bit of safety in the health. So when they do jump on you, you can try disengage it and reset.
Yeah, no summoners apart from the exhaust blown though, so wasn't a huge investment loss from the side of Sleepin.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Definitely anticlimactic.
Yeah, like if they had burned a couple of flashes, maybe a heal, probably would have been a lot more worth. But
It's way too early in the morning for an anticlimax.
Yeah, absolutely. But I still think that the pressure is still in his favor. The fact that he was able to make that move and Karma, and again, a teleport, unable to do anything. And he didn't even have to burn his teleport to get back in the game.
Yeah, and Esperball's actually out trading here. I like that he's waiting for Ember to start up the charge of his axe and then Twisted advancing it. Not able to do it there because obviously the cooldown of axe is shorter, but in general, okay,
He's
here we
in
go.
turret range. One more auto attack first. Blood goes over to Esperboss. Oh, I'm gonna get you. No, I'm gonna get these minions. He is like, I find it so weird the way he walks when he's in like that. Ooh, nice dodge.
I mean, you talk about weird walks. Okay, wait a second.
This could be a bit of a bad trade. Both mid laners just saying, you know what, we don't need to trade. You just leave this alone.
But yeah, no, if you're looking at funny walking animations, you want to see old Scion.
Yeah, that was stupid.
But like, especially when you started building up move speed, they didn't actually have an animation for speeding him up, so they just made his legs move faster.
It's like when old Vel'Koz, like when he first came out, you build him full crit, and his crit animation was because it was so fast, he just like spazzed out, and his tentacles just went everywhere. It was just like, oh god.
You can do that with Lee Sin as well because it's,
Speaking of Lee Sin, flashes onto the Braum, not the one you want to go on. The TPs are coming off the backside as everyone comes in. They're gonna have the concussive blows. Wolfie is onto the backside as well. Double TP use, nice knock up, and there's a bit of a separated fight. right. They don't really have the damage. They're going to try jumping on top of Wolfie. He gets stunned. Nope, maybe the next one to go down. Nice voice of light. Keeps him alive. No, Esperos, 3-man knockup. And this is going to be the turnaround. Everybody going down the side of Ferocity. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. And the ace to come out for Sleeping. That was fantastic.
And the huge knock-up there just to completely re-engage it. Curtis flashing in for the massive knock-up. The flanks as well, the double TP in, actually used there. And this is what I was talking about before the game. When you're saying the issue they had with the double TP is they were using it in front of the enemy team. This time managing to flank them. And once they were behind, they were able to completely turn the fight around. They had nowhere to go. But Maokai was able to CC them up. And of course, Curtis managed to follow it up excellently with that knock-up.
That was so good. The fact that Ferocity just couldn't quite kill anyone as quick as they needed to. Had Ferocity gotten 1 kill in that, they probably would have snowballed a couple of advantages. But Esper Boss doing so well on this Maokai, able to completely keep everybody away from who was low. Very well done. And then Big and Curtis coming in with a nice knock up and
6-0 in kills. 3k gold lead at 9 minutes.
When you get aced at 9 minutes, it's not a good time. But it's not over for Ferocity. It was just an excellent team fight from the side of Sleeping, but I don't know. I'm feeling like this Lee Sin, because he went with such a... this is about the thing about a predictable pathing. You go with predictable pathing, and your Lee Sin loses a lot of its effectiveness in the lane, or in the laning phase, because he can't get those early kills.
It's not even that. The fact is, the Rek'Sai pick offers you more than a lot of people see. With the Tremor Sense, you know, first of all, where Lee Sin isn't, which is huge, especially when you're going in for these things afraid of being counter-ganked. You know Lee Sin isn't there, you can go for these plays. Or if you spot out Lee Sin in the top side, you can simply either avoid it and warn your laner, or look for the 2v2. He's being given these options. He's spotting out the pathing before you can even make it.
For the first time in this series, and possibly this tournament, Ember is at a disadvantage in the lane and is being forced back. This is really big, because Ferocity have kind of won with the fact that Ember is just so big. He actually goes in under tower, gets a huge chunk of damage onto the Sion. There's nothing Sion could do right now. Maokai will just continually out-sustain him and out-harass him.
Yeah, and you're seeing he's actually gone for that Bammy Cinder, so he returns some damage and just straight health. Gonna go for the Spectres.
Here we go. Here's a TP coming in though off the side of it. Will Ember go down though in the end? No, he won't. Grasp the Undying was used. Voice of Light actually pushed him further away. Stun into it, and there's the kill. Wolfie using the TP advantage very nicely, but while that was all going on, will they go for another engage? Karma, oh, Wolfie, you have no flash. Good stun, but he's going to be stunned up now in a second. He will not be able to get away from this, unfortunately, and they're going to give that one over to Curtis, but that's on the bot lane with one more auto attack. Jack X picking one up. Basically, Boobs needs to get the hell out of there. And they do end up backing away. That was unfortunate.
Well, Ferocity just losing all over the map right now. Yes, Wolfie made the nice TP play, just saving the Sion, but ends up turning it into a 1v1 when he goes the wrong way through his jungle and gets spotted out by the Karma. So even all their proactive plays finally pick up a kill, and it's all for naught.
They pick up 1 kill, but now it is nearly 5,000 gold in favor of Sleeping, and we're not even at the 15-minute mark. This is huge. The next dragon should be big as well. The first one was a mountain. The second one's an infernal, so all of a sudden Sleeping getting some serious RNG stuff going, and they pick up a first tower. This is a very big mountain for them to climb.
I put a lot of this onto the Caitlyn as well. The fact they picked it away, first of all, from Bloodraven, so they won that fight so effectively. And the fact is, you have this huge amount of kills from that fight, which is where you picked them up, then able to continue to snowball that forward. Will scale further, and as you can see, about 2k gold in the pocket ahead of this Ashe.
Yeah, absolutely massive.
Finish the Runans.
Finish the Runans. But everybody pretty much ahead of their lane opponent in every respect. 1,000 gold between the supports as well is massive. Braum already got the mobility boots, Sightstone, got that Relic Shield or Targon's Brace, and he's just so big right now. So will we have a game 5 as Wolfie gonna stun up, but he can't stay too close. Is everyone just coming in? Actually, everybody was collapsing, so he made the right call there.
They're actually going to siege up that tower, and again, this is something that Sleeping have had issues with in their previous comps, just haven't been strong at taking towers. Now, managed to get the early Mountain Drake, have the Caitlyn this time, and the wave clear isn't that strong in Aurelion Sol, has to put himself in relative danger to do so, and you can see getting chunked out while he even attempts to wave clear from relative safety. So, it's going to be that much more difficult for them to stop this siege.
A lot of damage there going on to Wolfie. And as you said, he's got to use that, kind of huge stun as well for wave clear on the backside and puts himself in some pretty sticky situations. But I think they're okay with this trade right now because they're getting some decent farm onto Bloodraven.
Interestingly, Jack X has decided to max Piltover Peacemaker. Generally what you want to do with Caitlyn is you want to max traps. Simply because, first of all, you're able to set down more.
Oh, the Karma gets hit, but nobody can engage on top of it. They do get some more damage down.
A lot of these are really anticlimactic, big, massive potential plays, but yeah, the big thing there is the reason you generally want to max traps is first of all for straight up for the number for your sieges, and the amount of damage you can put out with the headshot rocks does also scale, so you generally want that because it scales better than Piltover Peacemaker, but still managed to make it work so far. 5-0-2, it's hard to not to.
It's hard not to argue with it, but you see now on the backside, oh, that's a lot of damage going on to Wolfie. He needs to be so careful. They're going to have to block the ultimate and use the Monsoon just to keep him safe. That's a big cooldown. They cannot defend this mid lane anymore.
Yeah, they're going to have to back off, and that's going to be another tower going over. A nice big wave starting to push into Sleeping as well, so as soon as they take this tower, they should be able to turn around and take it. Actually, sending Caitlyn back, they decide they don't want to try siege it up. Probably could have, but
they definitely could have taken that turret. That's a little bit of a misplay. Dragon up in 30 seconds. They might have wanted to just get the Runads and the BF sword on top of the Caitlyn to make sure they had full. Oh my god, that's so much damage. But this is actually kind of working okay. If they can rotate for that Drake in which they're now pushing at the bot lane for, it's not that bad of a trade. You get the Infernal Drake, maybe just rotate mid then and straight away and get the tower.
Yeah, and that looks like what their next mode of attack is. In the meantime, Ember being given decent amount of damage onto that top lane tower. Not something they're too worried about. It'll take them a while to cut through that, but
okay. Wolfie flashing away immediately. So that's a summoner down before this fight even starts. Esper Boss full of all his summoners. They can't really contest this. Full of summoners. They can't really contest this at all, though. That's going to be an Infernal Drake pretty much going over for free. They may be able to trade up the top tower turret, but he may have on the side. He may not have an axe, but he's not very quick at taking it.
No. I mean, it's axe into stone.
Yeah, they go for something. The dragon does go down. Next one to come up is an Ocean. So again, more sustain, more...
It's kind of hard to outplay things like a Maokai. You just gotta, if you're going full damage Lee Sin, kind of as soon as you jump in, you just get completely CC'd out of it. And as you can see, he's starting to struggle with that in the team fights. He needs to start finding kicks somewhere, but hasn't been able to thus far.
Yeah, lots of damage. Wolfie taking below half health from one combo of the Karma, so really not in a good position. They can just continue sieging this up. The bot wave's pushing in their favor. Maokai has got the top wave pretty much under control. They're actually going to use the TP from the Scion. The Ash Arrow comes in off the backside, hits on the Curtis, not the one you hit. That's a great disengaging ult as well. To see it's Scion Choo trying to go in on top of everybody. The exhaust goes down on Seppukan, but he's not the one you want to go for. Caitlyn is just wrecking people on the backside. Wolfie, you need to be so careful. The Voice of Light not quite able to do it. Jack did flash away. He was in a little bit of trouble. Wolfie so low. Monsoon comes out, basically boobs, keeping everybody alive. But Maokai was still top lane. That was a 5v4, and Sleeping come out on top. They're going to be able to take at least a turret off of this.
Yeah, and you actually saw there as well. It was the heal and Monsoon just saving Wolfie at the end of that.
That tower.
Jack unnecessarily flashing away actually cost them a huge amount. They could have taken out Wolfie, could have taken 2 towers very quickly, but playing a little too safe for his own good. Doesn't realize how far ahead he is. And I think a lot of the guys are actually getting baited in by the amount of damage Piltover Peacemaker is doing, because as I was saying, generally you see them traps maxed, but with this max on the cube, they're not really expecting the huge chunk all of a sudden coming out this early on.
Yeah, objective control fully in favor of Sleeping right now. We've talked about this, they've played very well in the 2 games that they had, but they just haven't executed properly. They've done better this game and executed what they needed to so much more cleanly. And I honestly think the Karma pick is fantastic for them.
Yeah, and the Caitlyn as well. Yeah. Picking these things away as opposed to just leaving them up has done so much work for them, and they're really struggling to disengage and engage on the side of Ferocity, so it's all going in favor of Sleeping. They just need to continue to press the advantage.
6,000 gold, a little bit over it. And they are looking to really push this advantage. Got the Rift Herald on the Esper Boss, so I'm sorry, Ember, you're not going to be able to do much about this lane swap or the lane pushing at all. And he's gone back to his traditional sense of, I don't need boots. No boots for the top lane for Ferocity.
Boots don't make you faster in your ult.
That's true, but they mean that you can get in position a lot more, a lot quicker. But let's see what they want to go for. Baron up in 1:40. No one really going to be going for it off of spawn. No huge objective left as all outer turrets are down for Ferocity. They're going to be looking to defend their tier 2s, which is not something you want to be going into, considering you have so much AoE stuns that can come out from Ferocity. You don't want to be walking into those.
Yeah, and I think, honestly, they probably could rush Baron on the side of Sleeping, but the issue is Lee Sin is one of the best champions at stealing from the jungle position, so just need to get rid of him first, and then they can probably rush it down. Depends how early they manage to do so, but picking off Lee Sin has proven difficult.
Jack X is 3,000 golds ahead of this Ashe. He is a monster, 602. The Karma is actually about 1,000 golds, actually not even 1,000 golds. So if Ferocity wants to try and get an advantage in a team fight, they need to kill Jack X super quickly. They kill him, they get rid of a lot of the damage out of this team, because Karma's great right now, but going later on, she's just literally utility. But I think that was the comp they kind of went for, just protect the AD carry.
Yeah, and it's working out for them thus far. 602 in that Caitlyn, not looking like it's stopping anytime soon. Has been able to push the advantage thus far, but starting to come to a bit of a stalemate right now. Nothing really to take. Again, Baron and 30 coming up, but no other objectives for the next little while. And it's kind of struggling to push towards the inner towers. They need to move their vision line up if they really want to do this.
Yeah, like I said, it's very difficult for them to actually get into the front of this towers, because there's just so many ways of like disengaging a fight and starting their own if they misplay it from the side of Ferocity. So they need to be very respectful, and they are being very respectful. Dragon up in a 45. It's going to be an Ocean Drake, but the vision control right now in that red side jungle for Sleeping is pretty damn impressive.
Yeah, you could see a possible engage here if Bloodraven lands the arrow. No, they're actually going to back away. They're playing very safe. This actually could come back to bite them if they don't continue pushing the advantage now. So I'm wondering exactly what Sleeping want to do with this, because they should be looking to continually push the outers, push a vision line into the jungle and start removing those camps so XJ continues to fall behind.
Yeah, needs to maybe a little bit more proactive, a little bit more aggressive. Basically, Boobs, though, by herself, she's going to get a ward and back the hell out. But again, needs to be very careful. This is the thing that I kind of say to a load of people. If you're behind and you're looking to ward and get vision around things, go with a buddy. Go with your jungler, go with something else. Because if you
use the buddy system.
The buddy system is flawless. Okay, just if you go over by yourself and get caught out, you're giving another huge advantage away to the enemy team. And all you tried to do was give your own team an advantage. So you need to be very careful with that kind of stuff. But the only person to die so far is Esper Boss, and
really letting the team down.
Yeah, he's just could have been a perfect game, you know. Yeah. That one kill. It's actually close to a perfect game in terms of
fallen
objectives.
tree.
Yeah, it didn't even die to the Scion, so we can't even get a lumberjack joke out of that.
No. I mean, again, did decide not to go for the lumberjack skin though.
He's still got an axe.
He still does have a massive axe.
And dragging up in 15 seconds. They're starting up the vision line. Going to put Esper Boss pushing at that top side, going back. He's got available TP available. This is pretty much going to be a free dragon. They can actually take this, rotate bot side, but to Ferocity, who seem to be angling for
the
Baron perhaps. And I think they know this might be going down. No, they see everybody top side.
They're going to go for the top.
Yeah, they're going to go for tower.
That's fair. For Ocean Dragon, tower is definitely good for Ferocity, especially seeing they mightn't have to fight for it. Okay.
They have a double TP.
1v5 if he goes for it.
1v5, I believe.
We saw 1v4 yesterday from Ember.
Yeah, that's true. He does back away. He wastes his TP really for nothing. And whoa!
Oh, okay.
Bye, Rek'Sai. But they are going to push in this mid lane. Actually,
they can rush the mid lane tower.
They can rush it if they know where everybody off of Ferocity is. They're actually going to look for not the rush, but they're looking to try and catch them out. This could be a big misplay on the side of Ferocity. Force the flash away. Basically, Boom just used the ultimate there to try and jump on top of it. Nicely done. Esper Boss picks himself up a kill. Pukang is not finished though. He gans the Winter's Bite. They're actually not going to even leave it. TP though from the mid lane of Wolfie gets him out safely. And he gets himself out, but they do pick up a kill. Not really worth it. They could have just rushed down that mid lane and picked themselves up a tower and possibly went for the Baron afterwards.
Yeah, I need to start focusing on those objectives from these guys. They're going to try steal away the red buff though in the meantime. Not really going to be able to do that versus Smite.
Oh, yep. So close. In fairness, XJ didn't smite a single dragon in the last game. So...
Oh, come on.
Yeah. They might go for top side. Bloodraven is still in that mid lane. Can't really stay there for much longer. Does use the Hawk shot to see what's going on.
The Ashe is going to flank that tower in the mid lane in the meantime.
Yeah, Ashe going to go for a double stun, actually a triple stun into that, but they're not getting much damage onto this tower. They're actually going to have to probably back away. as nothing really happened.
4v5,
While
they could fight this.
They could fight it, but while it's not happening, Bloodraven just taking them off in the mid lane. But now they're trying to collapse. Bloodraven needs to get the tower and get the hell out. He's going to go down towards the bot lane, which he actually has a lot of farm or a lot of CS down there as well. So he might actually just look to rotate and take that.
Yeah, if you have Swifties on Rek'Sai, will eventually catch them. And of course, the Mobies on Braum.
Uh-oh.
Gonna be the long chase.
Uh-oh. Run, run. Ooh, Flash knocked up still though, and that's going to be the kill. Ooh. Going over to Pukang. Not quite sure if that's the optimal one, but they lose a tower, they gain a kill. Ferocity will be kind of okay.
Yeah, they've just been gaining kills around the place, while Ferocity even much more objective focused. Kind of struggling to continue to take objectives. The wave clear is starting to pay off for Ferocity as they attempt to turtle this game out, but okay, might now get the outer. Okay.
Not having the extra wave clear from Ashe means they're going to have to give up a tower. And that's going to be another one there. So that's the first of the tier 2s going down for Sleeping. Like you said, they've kind of slowed off a little bit, but these picks, yes, Ferocity will take a kill for a tower at this stage any day of the week. However, if it means they give up a tower because they haven't got sufficient enough wave clear, they're not going to come out on top of these trades.
Yeah, the Maokai just needs that much more armor. He needs to finish out that Iceborne, and then they could just tower dive as soon as they try that. There's been a lot of 4v5s where they could have fought, but have just been too tentative to do so. Maybe once Maokai's a little tankier, can tank up the tower essentially endlessly, they might be a little more willing to do so.
Yeah, actually, we do see a Quicksilver Sash rush third item for Jack X, so he knows that if he gets caught at any stage from an Ash Arrow, from a, what was it, Alien Stun, he can just get out as quick as he possibly can, pop that and run. But Sleeping, they need to use this Karma effectively because in terms of damage, she's going to start slightly scaling off now. She's only going to be really useful kind of as a speed up and maybe get the stun off on Wolfie.
Yeah, and I think the big thing is, of course, the shields for that Caitlyn, who should be able to run around these fights. Similar to when you see a Lulu mid. You do your bit of damage, but mostly just save your teammate, generally the AD carry in this case. So expecting to see a bit more of that if they do end up fighting, but you can see Ferocity really not looking for fights and just trying to punish the fact that Sleeping don't seem to be able to find objectives.
Yeah, really trying to go for it. They have got a ward just sitting on the back of Baron Pit, so they know they're not going for that despite no one from Sleeping being on the map. We see Essence Reaver Runans finished up for the Ashe. Still 50 CS behind, and I think that gold lead is just, yeah, it's about 2.5 now, so it's not as big.
It's actually fallen slightly, that's kind of how this game's going. They're not pushing their lead. They're actually slowly going to start losing it if they don't keep going. However, there's a lot to lose.
They still have a huge gold lead, and they still have the late game scale. Let's be perfectly honest, like Caitlyn, in my opinion, is a massive hyper carry in the late game. If you get the Runans, the IE, with the Last Whisper, tanks will just not last.
Yeah, it's no Black Cleaver.
No, it's no Black Cleaver, but
actually, in fairness, it did just get buffed, so you have the 50 AD now. Might be a little better on them.
Here we go.
See how off, though. Might look for a fight.
Drag it up in a minute 20.
Struggling to find the engages here. They need the Maokai to be willing to flash forward. That's one of the benefits Ferocity have had. Ember has just gone in regardless of what's happened. And I mean, while it is very reckless, it at least means that they get their games early on.
Oh no, Wolfie! That is not where you want to be, my friend. And he goes down, pure pick. No vision on that side of the jungle. XJ just going to drop a ward, doesn't even land the Q, and that is another tower going down. But will they trade it? Honestly, I don't think they can afford to trade this because they can keep going onto the inhibitor turrets.
Yeah, and that's what they should do. Again, they can dive this with Esper Boss. And the big thing there as well is actually Twisted advanced out of the Voice of Light, so it didn't knock the Maokai away. And here's going to be the fight, or barely a fight. Probably just going to take the tower. XJ going to try get Jack X on the backside.
Yeah, no flash on the Ashe though, so I think Esper Boss is going to be swiggity swooting for that booty if he can. But he's going to see what he's got. He's got flash available if he wants to engage. Here we go. Nice Monsoon gets him away. Good Braum ultimate in top of it. Means they're going to be able to chunk out Bloodraven. He's going to try to put out as much damage as he can. He picks up one kill. This is all over an inhibitor. Jack just keeping himself safe. Ember just getting jumped on by everybody. Now Wolfie comes back into the fight just to die as Ember just trying to use his passive to get maybe actually trying to pick up Jack X. That's going to be the inhibitor going down and 2 kills in favor of Sleeping. They might look for Nexus turrets. It's a little bit risky.
Oh, they absolutely could, though. I mean, Esperos can just completely turn this around. I don't know why they're playing so safely. That's what they're going to go for now.
Now they're going to go in for it. Don't really deal that much damage. XJ might get caught out. He does. He will go down. They don't have a minion wave. They're trying to jump on top of Wolfie. They're going to use the ultimates. It got stunned. It's so close. Nearly going down. Pukang and Flash going in available. Now they need to get it. There's the Ash Arrow going in. Lands on the Pukang. They're just going to go in with Esper Boss. Round 3. He wants more. Voice of Light hits onto all 5. Not able to kill anybody though, but there's so many slows. Wolfie though, going to run out of mana. And they can't continue to chase.
If they'd have just immediately re-engaged at the start, they could have taken the game right there. When Wolfie walked forward, it would have been a free kill. They could have just run straight into the base, and from there it would have been Nexus, but they're going to back off now, get a second Ocean Dragon. So with these second Ocean Dragon, honestly, re-engages should be the name of the game.
Really, really should, but the fact that the inhibitor did go down as well, in the furthest lane away from the Baron Dance starts now. They need to just completely own the vision around there. They need to make sure that nobody from Ferocity can get in. And while that's going on, just have the super minions just constantly pushing.
I wish there was a literal Baron Dance, you know the way Vilemar does?
That would be fun.
Yeah.
That would be very fun. But what would you do? Just like shimmy?
Yeah.
Just
Side to side. The old snake dance.
a snake dance. But
You
yeah,
ever seen a snake dance before?
no, I have not actually. But again, the Baron Dance going to be started off very, very soon. And honestly, this is Sleepin's game to lose.
I mean, 16-1, 10k gold. They're not exactly playing with fire. Playing with a spark at best.
Yeah, they just need to make sure they don't make any huge commitments. Just don't start the Baron until you have a super minion way of pushing at the bot side. They do. They've started already. There is a ward in that backside that is just sitting there. They can't see it. They know it went down, but they have vision of the Baron. There's the talk shot as well as everyone goes down. Baron around 3,000 health. No one going to be going. XJ, you have got the Q available. They're not actually committing to the Baron. They're actually backing away. Nothing going to come out of it. They don't want to risk the Smite War. They're going to back away, but while all this is happening, all of bot lanes pushing up. They're just disengaging. There's a huge wave. Double super minions. They need to go back, and now they can turn back onto the Baron. They actually found XJ. Will they try and kill him off? Esper not quite in range for the grasping, I can't even think of the word. The twisted advance
there
even. And they're going to have to back away. XJ's still around there. There's still a ward sitting on the back of that pit. Now they get rid of it. TP is still available for Wolfie. This could be huge. Will they go for it? It's going to be massive. Will XJ get it? Coldhaven needs to be so careful.
It's their only way back into this game.
It's the only way they can go for 4,000 health. They're chunking people out. They keep getting off of this Baron. They're not sticking onto it. Now they go back on top of it. It's down about 3,500. Knock up. Gonna stop XJ. XJ goes in. He knocks back. No! Not quite able to get it. He's stunned up. He's healing. But he goes down. Very valiant effort from XJ. A little bit of indecision from Sleepin, but in the end, it's Caitlyn who picks up the Baron.
This is the second time that's happened. It's been completely 50-50, been down to the wire, and someone else picked up. Neither team have smited. So just taking that. Wolfie actually keeping top. Oh, surrender.
Oh, they surrendered. Oh, there it is. That is a surrender coming out from Ferocity. Sleeping, keeping the series alive. As we go into Game 4, we'll be back in about 5 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. Can Sleepin do the reverse sweep?